Apple's AI strategy crisis. At WWDC Apple rushed onto the AI stage with Apple Intelligence, trying to catch up on a lost decade. While Microsoft surpassed Apple's market cap thanks to OpenAI, and Google restructured search and Android around Gemini, Apple's most famous AI product was still Siri, launched in Yi and long mocked by users as a dumb assistant. This is not just a product lag, it is a profound strategic crisis. Siri pioneered smartphone voice assistants, but its underlying architecture is still intent recognition plus rules, not an end-to-end large model. When ChatGPT can understand vague instructions and hold deep multi-turn conversations, Siri still struggles to reliably handle compound requests like add a filter to the cat photo I took yesterday. Inside Apple, attempts to rebuild Siri with a large model are stuck in a dilemma. A full rewrite means abandoning the interaction framework hundreds of millions of users are used to. Constant patching can't break the intelligence ceiling. Even the new Siri, with on-screen awareness and cross-app actions, only arrived in with most advanced features delayed to once again slower than the AI agent systems already landing on Chinese smartphones. Apple turned privacy into its biggest brand asset, but it became a straitjacket. Google can collect anonymized data to continuously improve its models. Meta trains open-source models on public content. Apple, however, insists on data minimization, starving its training corpus. Its core approach is on-device models, running a small model with around 10 billion parameters locally on the iPhone. This protects privacy but caps capability, making complex reasoning impossible. Deep cloud AI was avoided for fear of data leaks, until Apple finally resorted to an outside partner, integrating ChatGPT via OpenAI in. This was a confession that its own cloud models had failed and created an ironic scene to protect privacy. Users must grant permission every time they invoke ChatGPT. But once data leaves Apple's server, control is ceded to OpenAI. The so-called privacy is reduced to a single pop-up. Apple's secrecy culture is a liability in AI. Top researchers need open communities, paper publishing, and code sharing. Apple's closed environment suffocates them. Ian Goodfellow, a pioneer of generative adversarial networks who joined Apple in left for Google DeepMind in Pasikat Artili over remote work policies. Siri founder Dag Kitlaus had already left to build a competitor. Multiple key engineers have been poached with huge offers by OpenAI and Meta. Worse is the internal fragmentation. AI teams are scattered across hardware, software, and services, each blocking the other. A secret internal large model code, named Ajax, was kept from public release because executives feared brand risk. By contrast, Meta open-sourced Llama, and Mark Zuckerberg is deeply involved in AI decisions. Apple's bureaucratic processes are wasting a narrowing window of opportunity. Embedding ChatGPT into iOS looks clever but is a Faustian bargain. In the short term, Apple gains world-class conversational ability, but it quietly gives away user interaction data, the service entry point, and brand trust. As users get used to asking Siri to summon ChatGPT to book flights, write emails, and plan trips, Apple is no longer the service hub, it is demoted to a hardware pipe. Worse, Apple reportedly pays nothing in cash, trading exposure instead. This means OpenAI acquires touchpoints with hundreds of millions of high-quality users, while Apple practically abandons the core revenue stream of future AI subscription services. If users discover that opening the standalone ChatGPT app gives a better experience, the ecosystem lock-in Apple has built will start to crack. Apple wants to build an on-device AI moat with its custom chips, but physics can't be defied. Even with the boosted neural engine in the OTC Pro, running a Shenzhen billion parameter model locally is the limit of power and memory, helpless against cloud models with hundreds of billions of parameters. Its own cloud AI chip project is in the early stages, so it currently relies on Google's TPUs for model training, seeding infrastructure control. The lukewarm reception of Vision Pro and the outright cancellation of the Car project leave AI as the only growth story Apple can tell next. The pressure is unprecedented. Apple is not without a path back. Its network of over 2 billion active devices is massive, and true federated learning could marry privacy with intelligence. The private cloud compute architecture using confidential computing could set new data security standards. But all of this requires breaking the closed gene, a fundamental change in organizational culture, technical roadmap, and business model. Otherwise, the fading of an empire in the AI era might begin precisely with Siri's sigh.